Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel today. My name is Kim and I'm a new puppy mom. That's right, in August 2022 I got a new puppy. His name is Bandit. He is a Chihuahua and he is currently 7 months old. And if you are also a puppy parent, you know all the things that go into trying to raise your puppy to be sociable, to get along with other dogs, other people, other situations, and sometimes it's pretty challenging, but lots of fun. At least I think it's fun most of the time. So we joined a membership facility called Wancott, which offers so many different services to dog owners. Not only do they have an amazing looking pet hotel, which hopefully we will be using in the future, but they also have dog runs, training services, rehabilitation, different fitness programs and health programs for dogs, grooming, a pet shop. And one of the reasons why I knew about this facility is when my dog Sinbad was alive, I was worried that if I had to go on a school exchange trip during his senior years, I would need a place where he could stay, where I felt comfortable, and that would accept senior dogs. And Wancott does provide care for senior dogs if you should need their services when you have to go away on a business trip or if you are traveling. And that's the reason why I knew about them. I started following them on Instagram. And when I got Bandit, I went ahead and did the registration to join their facility. The registration is a pretty easy process. You go online and sign up, and then when you go for the first time, you need to make sure that you have all these documents that they request. In a way, that gives me a lot of peace of mind, because when you are using the dog run or their facilities, you know that all the dogs have been vaccinated. Anyways, I'll leave the link below, so go ahead and check them out if you are interested. One of the things that I was really excited about is that they host various events at their dog run. They also offer a lot of special days. For example, the very first day we took Bandit there, it was Omocha no Hi, which is toy day, and you could bring your dog's toys and play with the other dogs using different toys. Ordinarily, on a regular dog run play day, they'll ask you not to bring toys or treats or snacks because it might distract other dogs, or other dogs might react negatively to it, or even your dog might get very possessive or angry if another dog plays with their toy. Most of their events are posted on their website or on their social media services. And so by following them on Instagram, you can find out what special events are upcoming. And that's how I found out about their Chihuahua event. So what that was on November 13th, they were going to have 2 sessions, but you had to reserve one of the sessions in advance in order to participate. You give the information and then they'll get back to you right away, confirming your reservation. And this particular event was for Chihuahuas or Chihuahua mix breeds. So for example, if you have a breed that is mixed with Chihuahua, you were eligible to also attend. They also requested that the dogs be under 5 kilograms. That way you know that all the dogs that are playing there are about the same size and weight. It's especially reassuring for people who are maybe going to a dog run for the first time, or maybe a little bit nervous or worried about how their dog might interact with other dogs. And for Bandit, because he's a puppy, it would probably be safer for him to be with dogs that are probably around the same weight, so that he wouldn't get crushed or get in the way of any big dogs. So I felt very comfortable signing him up for it. We signed up it was over a month in advance. During the event, it was really hard to film, and as much as you wanted to take photos of your dog, you had to watch them at the same time. So trying to watch your dog make sure that everything is okay, and then trying to film and take pictures, it's hard. Now the good thing is the Wancott facility has staff that are always in the dog run whenever they're having any event or whenever the dog runs are open. It gives you a little peace of mind because they can intervene and they can keep watch and make sure that no dog is getting aggressive or no dog is maybe having trouble adjusting. And they also keep a watch on whether or not male dogs are marking their territory. If that's the case, they request that you wear something called a manner belt. Now, when I was in the U.S., I knew nothing about manner belts or diapers. In fact, it was kind of a new experience, and I was familiar with them only because of when I had Sinbad. Sinbad had to often wear a manner belt when we went to various dog runs. A manner belt is just like for a male dog, something that wraps around their waist and covers their private parts. And you know, it seems kind of crazy to have your dog running around and socializing in this little diaper-like thing. But as an owner, it kind of makes you relax because then you don't have to worry about your dog peeing somewhere where maybe they're not supposed to, or perhaps peeing on one of the other customers' bags, or right. It just makes everything a lot easier as a pet parent to not have to worry where your dog is peeing. After we checked in, we gathered into the dog run area, which is quite big, as you can see, and they asked everyone to please keep their dog on leash at first, just so they could get familiar with the surroundings and maybe get to know a little bit about some of the dogs around them before you take them off leash. There were about, I would say maybe 6 or 7 workers there, staff workers that just kind of roam around. There was also a professional photographer that was taking photos of the event. And then from 10:30 to 11:30, which was the time of the party I had reserved, it's free for your dog to go around and explore. For Bandit, he has been in this dog run before, and so I knew that he was okay with other dogs. I also knew that he was very, very interested in people, more so than dogs, very friendly. And as a pet mom, you breathe a sigh of relief when you know that your dog is friendly and not aggressive or nervous. And Bandit just went right in there, going around, saying hello to everybody. Now, one thing I did notice about him is he's kind of attracted to drama. Does this like inherit from me? I don't know. But I noticed whenever a dog started barking, or you hear like dogs that are maybe starting to get aggressive, Bandit just immediately goes to that area, and he doesn't join in the barking, but he just watches. And then a lot of times, sometimes he'll go up to the dog that's having the meltdown or the barking thing, and he'll just go over there. It's almost like he's saying, hey bud, it's okay. Hey, relax. And I had to really keep an eye on him, because he does that, or he seems like he's, I don't know whether he's doing it to be curious, or whether he is trying to intervene. But yeah, it was kind of funny. So whenever a dog barked, even if it was clear on the other side of the dog run, Bandit would go over there running and just kind of watch. I also noticed that if there are people sitting down, Bandit will always go up and try to become friends with them, cuddle up, try to give them a lick. And I always don't know how people are about other dogs coming up to them, but the kind of nice thing about this particular event was, you know, that everybody in there were all Chihuahua or Chihuahua mix owners. So they're familiar with the breed. They're familiar with maybe some of the things that Chihuahuas do. It's kind of nice when you hear other people saying, oh, kawaii, or which means, oh, cute, or just, you know, trying to hug your dog or take photos of him. You feel like a proud parent. And that was Bandit. He was having fun running around all over the place. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my light, so I'll just hold the camera like this. So we had a great time, and on the ride home, Bandit fell asleep. So in Japan, if you're going to these dog runs, to kind of blend in with everybody else, you can bring your dog either in a carrier, just bring them on the leash, or bring them in their stroller. The first time we went to Wancott, I brought Bandit in the stroller, and then they had a little parking area for the strollers, so it's great because then when you're all done, you can just put them in the stroller. You can go to the pet store and go shopping. You can have a chat or go to the community space area and have a drink. But this time I just carried him and brought him on his leash. He's still learning to walk, but I thought it's close enough that I could just carry him around, and that's what I did. But I noticed a lot of other Chihuahua owners had some great carriers, and some just fit right in the bag. I mean, it's very true what they say about Chihuahuas, is they just kind of fit in your handbag and you can take them anywhere. Usually when you go out to a dog run or in public, you need to bring maybe your own supplies, like your own manner belt stuff, the disposable diaper things to pick up or clean up if your dog goes to the bathroom. But the nice thing about this facility is they had cleanup materials like your pet wipes, your pee pads, wet, toilet paper, spray to clean the area. They had all that at the facility. So if your dog should have an accident, it's really easy to just use their things and clean up. They also have different toilet stations set up, and most of the dogs knew immediately that's what that was for. And Bandit too, he always goes first thing to the pee pad area, makes his little mark, but this time he was in his pad. So it's kind of nice to let your dogs know where that is, so if during their playtime they need to use the facilities, they know where to go. They also have several different water stations, and because, right, perhaps there's too much of a risk to just leave the water out and have a bunch of dogs drinking it at the same time. They have many different bowls, and you can just rinse them out and use them if you need to. And also, if you need to clean up your dog for any reason, you can use any of these water stations as well. They have a photo spot, and this week they are celebrating a Japanese, not holiday, but a Japanese event called Shichiko-san, which is kind of like a special celebration they have for children turning 3 years old, 5 years old, or 7 years old. And so I assume if your dog is turning 3, 5, or 7, you can celebrate as well. And they had a really nice picture photo taking spot. Some of the dogs brought kimono and actually dressed up just like a child would for this celebration, and they took photos of their dog by this little photo spot. They also have an adjoining Joker's Pet Shop there, and that pet shop always has a photo spot. I kind of think all the Jokers do. They have like a little area where you can take photos. This week's photo opportunity was kind of like a Chinatown setup, because the Wancott facility is right next to Yokohama Chinatown. In fact, you can just walk to Chinatown from the venue, and so this little photo spot looked like a Chinatown stall, food stall. I tried to take a photo of Bandit, but he didn't really feel like being a model at that particular time. If you are a dog owner in Japan, or probably more geared to somebody that's living in the Kanto area and you're interested, I would highly recommend joining Wancott and taking advantage of their services. Their pet hotel looks amazing, and all the people at this facility are so friendly and very warm, and it's just a great feeling. You really feel like everybody there is a dog lover, and they have the best interest of everybody's dogs, as well as you as pet owners in mind, and they take really good care of everybody that uses their facility. Thank you, Wancott, for letting us take part in the Chihuahua and the Chihuahua mix event, and we look forward to the next event. By the way, they have this event for many different breeds. So if you're interested in having your dog play with dogs of the same breed, or dogs that are mixed with the same breed as your dog, I highly recommend checking the website or checking their social media posts so that you can see if there's an event upcoming. All right, take care everyone, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you, bye. I think my baby is genuinely exhausted.